Yo, 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 what's good, y'all? This is the host of the most 24/7. We're on CypherBeastT.V, and we got a legend, a blessing here on the show from the Style Elements. We got Ronnie Ruen. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yo,
Yeah.
what's good, guys? Yeah, I'm chilling. To be honest,
Yes, good. Dope, dude. For the people that may not know you, how you got started into breaking, some of your origin stories. And one of the questions I thought was like, what was going on in your life before breaking? What made you fully commit to it? Or, how'd you get
I
exposed to
mean,
breaking?
so I started breaking at 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
I was actually first playing baseball. Yeah, so I was at a family party and I actually seen my cousin breaking inside of our garage.
Oh,
And
okay.
we seen them practicing with his friends, and I don't know, man. We just from there we just kicked off and started to, you know, meet some people that were into breaking and started going to more open practices. But I started in '93, so
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
41 now, so I've been breaking for about 31 years now.
Whoa.
But yeah, when we got inspired, our first crew we came across was Rocksteady. It was actually Easy Rock, and he came to one of our training
Wow.
spots. Yeah, it was inspiring. It was kind of like the first time I seen more dynamic combos, like headspin 90, swipe, flare, like stuff like that. So around 93, 94, a lot of people weren't really continuing their power. So it kind of inspired me, and took off from there. We started meeting more people we danced with, and it just started going from there, man. It kicked off.
Okay. Okay. Let's take it back. Where were you? Where were you at Were you in the Bay Area?
No, so I'm from East Los Angeles, California. So I'm originally from LA, but I was living around that time. We were in Pico Rivera, which is I grew up also like it's kind of around the same areas like East LA, Montebello, and Pico Rivera. So we kind of like switched from city to city, but yeah, we ended up in Pico, and that was when kind of like we me and my bro Frankie Slade we ran into Zulu Gremlin at a practice, and he was like, "You guys live in Pico Rivera." He was living in Pico Rivera, and he was like, "Yo, you guys should come check out my crib." And yeah, like that was kind of like the first time we came across like somebody that was actually in a high ground in dance, throwing jams,
Okay.
So Zulu Gremlin was one of our founders that like he kind of like put us under his wing, and we just kind of started learning a lot from him too. So yeah, so originally based out of Pico Rivera, Montebello, East LA.
Oh, wow. Yeah. There's so much history back there. It's crazy, and that side of the West Coast. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean the West Coast history was at that time was really high level. We're breaking with a lot of people from like Pasadena. So we kind of like started expanding more, spoke with like some of the guys like from LA Breakers, um, and that's when kind of power was kind of getting more at a higher stage of level, like 94, 95.
Huh. Ooh. Well,
So
when you into it, how did you get into your style? You're more of like a power move, power head, and
yeah,
were
so
you?
I grew up around. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say when you got into that style, what made you get more appealing to that type of style, versus like style and footwork and all that other stuff? What made you get into more of the power side?
I grew up around a lot of style cats, so like it was kind of like um, it was a mixed match. I had a couple guys I danced with that kind of were just doing power, which was one of our homies from Pico Rivera. His name was Lenny and Juan. So they were like power heads, and they were like tall, so they were really inspired by like like Easy Rock and stuff. So they were doing a lot of more
Yeah.
power, and then also we had a couple of guys we were dancing with that were more footwork and more variations like that. So, but I kind of like tended more to the power because the spinning it was more harder. I wanted to challenge myself. At the same time, I was trying to learn footwork and try to at least learn the basics. So I've always been able to like even if power was my go-to,
Huh?
I've always tried to throw like sweeps or like different type of style variations with my power just to kind of show like that type of flow, like originality. And I was inspired by Storm a lot, so I would see him doing a lot of like sweeps, different things. So it really made me wanted to mesh my power well, but power was kind of more challenging on my side. I was like, trying to get the harder combos, like Windmill 90, Flare 90, stuff like that. It was more of a push. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then I started meeting a lot of like legends, a lot of power move legends, and it got me more inspired to do power. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Yes,
it was a
yes.
dope time.
And during those times, earlier times, did you make up the Tombstone Air Flare? I think I heard something or saw something like that.
So like to go by history, no. Charles is actually the first one to do the Tombstone Air Flare.
Okay.
So he originated that, but I kind of like took it to the next level. So, after I seen him doing the tombstone stuff, I started like getting more ideas, like, how I can change my variations. So I started doing diamond air flare and baby, crossblade. Charles was definitely the inspiration to get me to that next level where I wanted to like constantly mess with my legs
Yeah.
when I was doing air flares or elbow air flares, halos. I thought about just like kind of like learning how to incorporate like a straight leg flare with a straight leg air flare, or a straight leg 90 with a straight leg air flare. Trying to like put those combinations together well. Yeah, shout out to Pablo and Charles because they were actually the ones that were doing the continuous and flying around that time. So, originated on that
Yeah.
tombstone. I'll give that to Charles, man. 'Cause he put in that work. So, but as far as the other variations, it was definitely an inspire from them, because they were doing, like I said, a lot of different type of variations. But so was like Jazzy J, Super Dave, Benny, Tough Kid. I seen a lot of different power heads at that time, and then Moy and Boy and a lot of them started coming around. So um,
Ooh.
man, power just started getting even crazier. So it was a
Yeah.
dope time. It was around that time to show like a different side of me, like because there were so many dope power heads. It's like, how
Yes.
can I be different? How can I expand my stuff and look original? Make everybody want to do my variations, right? So I
Yeah.
started messing with my hands, my legs, learning how to just like halo and, mess with my arm or my leg or finding ways to thread it. Just being outside the box is kind of like was the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And gosh, the variations you have, in showcasing that and doing that moves, I was like, it's crazy. It's always hype and crowd woo, straight out. So like, and it takes a lot of power, a lot of strength and practice and formation and learning those variations. Yeah,
When
that's
I was a
sweet, dude.
kid, like I just used to really throw myself anywhere, like wherever I was at, I would just try to throw an airflow or try to 90 off of something. So I was able to pick up that strength through just kind of throwing myself anywhere and anytime, right? I would wake up out of bed and start doing airflows. Some of my boys like Eric and LA Breakers, Ohala, 007, like a lot of those guys were spending that in my crib because me and my bro used to have our practice room and they would come and just spend the night. We break all night. It'd be crazy. But we wake up and I just get out of bed, start doing air flares. They would trip out on me like, yo, you're tripping, bro. Like, but it's just that time where, power was just for a lot of people, it's like you had to be diverse and had some pretty crazy
Yeah.
tricks, you know what I mean, to be in that era. So, I mean, it was just kind of like it was that time where it was like we had nothing to lose. You didn't have to be always like clean and complete. It was just more like if you hit the crazy combo, whether you foul or not, people are going crazy, right? But now it's a
Yeah.
different time. You have to be complete. Your stuff has to be more cleaner, and you have to be well rounded. So like that one hit wonder, sometimes it definitely can. It could still make a big impact in our dance, right? But yeah, like the way it is now, you just got to be more complete. But yeah, I mean those eras were definitely like really dope. You do those. crazy invert 90s, like 10 of them or something, like crowd go crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, the old school era was fresh, but you know, the new one is dope too. So many different ideas, so many complicated um like things that people are doing now. So it's like I think around our
Yeah.
time is when, you know, a lot of stuff was being created, and now it's been taken to like the next level. So it's super dope to see that.
But yeah, it's crazy now, right? The double even pushing the limits to the one-handed air flare and catching that and even trying to combo and execute it. I mean, gosh, it's just crazy. No, and so yeah, 4 force. I was like, oh yeah, I'm like trying to learn the air flare right now, and so I've been practicing this past couple weeks just because I've been content and stuff right now. But I've been practicing a lot of like inverts right now, so I can get my strength stronger to eventually get it. And I remember when I was growing up and breaking, everyone's like, God, California, Cali, they all got air flares. And I'm here in Portland, Oregon, and there's like one or two people that have air flares here, but it's a smaller scene too. That,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
granted, it
yeah.
was like, yeah, they're like Cali had they all got air flares. I was like, damn, that's crazy, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I
sick.
think like Portland, Seattle, all that side, you know, is coming off with like more originality, more tricks, you know. But you had your powerheads, you know, out like I remember like Lil Lady, a lot of different
Cool.
cats that were pretty
Mm-hmm.
nasty out, you know.
Yeah, massive.
It's really dope to see, you know, just like dance rooms, a lot of people that are coming out of like Portland or Seattle or anything. Even the new scene is looking really fire, man. I see the young generation coming up, but yeah, I mean, I think like Portland and Seattle have always had that original flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like LA. We had our strong powerheads like Little Caesar, Machismo, Orko. You know, we had Robbie. We had a lot of dope power cats out here, right? And
Yeah.
Texas was also another one. So it's like
Right. Right.
I think like every state had their specialty. You know what I mean? It would be dope when we collide and just go at it. So it was like it was a historic battle all the day. You know, I have mad respect for the Portland, Seattle, all the cats out there. So it's dope.
Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah. So what are you? So from nowadays with the level pushing the limits, do you see a cap in power, or you just kind of or like a high limit you think be like, I don't think this will ever be done, but have you ever seen a move that like it's been done that you thought was probably impossible?
Yeah, like, are you talking about now?
Yeah, now I see, oh gosh, it's crazy. Monkey King does some crazy power moves, and it's like, gosh, it's just yeah, it's kind of mind blowing a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, let me explain what the level is now, because I've been seeing this past year probably about 90% of the best powerheads or just, you know, B-boys in general. Um, these guys work hard. That's without a doubt. And they're training on this other level now. You know, they have big facilities, they have trainers to show them like not exactly like showing them how to get the strength to do the air flares, but it's just more of like training them at that high level capacity. So like when it's time to throw that one hand, it's gonna be like easy for them. You know, it's gonna be actually they're taking it to the next level now. So it's you
Yeah,
know, when I see even like Eason, you know what I mean, and I see him hitting like his dynamic power with his one hand, mixing it very well with style, it's like it makes you a whole another dangerous person. And a lot of these new kids that you know, when I was in China, I was there for about
hmm
3.5 months, and I kind of
oh
probably
wow,
seen every power move that is you know has been all the newest ones that have been thrown. So I see like 10, 12-year-old kids hitting those combos.
yeah,
And it's crazy. That's why I already know like within the next 5 years it's gonna be even more crazier, right? Because you have a young girl from China.
uh-huh,
Well, one of them is named Kitty, right? But
yeah,
there's also another younger girl, and she is doing like 13 one-hand elbow air flares. You know, I don't know if you've seen that other young girl, but she's doing like flare to like 25, back to flare to like air flares. But if you find these clips, I would suggest you put them up as we're talking because these things are truly just a whole nother level. Like Russia and China is really taking it to this next level, like Malish and like Bumblebee, and it's just that now they're understanding how to put everything together, but be
Hmm.
original with the concept. So before everybody was just doing the one hand, and they didn't know how to take it to the next level, right? So now
Yeah.
these younger kids are just doing these crazy combos with the one hands now. You'll see within the next 2 years, the level is going to be even more crazier. Man, I
Yeah.
don't know how they really stepped it up to that next level, but truly thankful to be a part of the journey um, that has grown, that's going to keep growing. Uh, I think it's just very important for all these young kids, or even the younger adults that are doing these crazy combos and crazy ideas. Just don't forget that there's been a whole nother generation that paved that way to that one hand airplay. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you start respecting that, your one hand airflyer will get to the next level, and you'll really understand that power. It's it doesn't end unless you stop creating and stop being like
Mm,
like stop wanting to make a story out of your dance or your power, just like being able to think different, like I said, outside the box and be creative with
yeah.
it, because I think a lot of power heads, some of them are just going through the combos. They just want to learn that one hand, but
Yeah.
I would say be creative with that one hand. Take it to the next level. But it's crazy.
Damn. It is crazy.
Respect
I was like, I
all
seen,
the
yeah, like
people
you
to be
mentioned some of the videos. I was like, gosh, the kitty bee girl. I'm like, yeah, they're doing the one hand elbow. You mentioned like you said 20 of them or something like that. I can't remember how many numbers or how many
yeah,
rounds
like
they did. I was like, God, that's
there's like
crazy.
20 rounds of spinning, but
Yeah.
even then, when you see her attitude through dance, you see like her approach. She's really aggressive, and I really like that.
Yes.
It's China missing a lot of different things. I mean, Russia, yeah, like I mean, I think like it's the same with all countries. All countries are kind of focused on certain things, right? America focuses a lot on musicality, originality. You know, we're not like really focused on the super big moves like China. China's more focused on the big moves, but they're also missing the musicality and the originality. So everybody's trying to gather up, and be very complete. So it's really dope that we have mentors and coaches that can kind of like help them get to where they need to be, because you have some special ones in China that have that musicality, you know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
also have the one. So it's just really about being diverse, and that's something I learned throughout my power years. Like, you gotta be able to smoke a style cat, because a lot of style cats can break down a power head because they'll get tired really fast. And I've always
Mm, right.
learned it.
Right.
I've always learned like I can't let a style cat break me down. I gotta have control in the cipher. I mean, that's where I started through my years of dance. It all started in the cipher. So I was doing my power in the cipher and trying to gain that control so I'm not kicking people. So it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot to learn within the time of of how to be complete, and that's just something of like power. Like I said, if you learn your power the correct way, you can use it like power style.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. So, dang. So, I think take it back real quick. You said you got into breaking when you're 10. How'd you get exposed of it?
My cousins were breaking in a garage,
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
and they were
Okay.
doing ones and 90s, and I was like, me and my brother seen them doing that, and we just like wanted to start breaking from there. We met some friends that started doing it also.
Sick. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I remember now. Yeah. So with so you're judging up the upcoming Red Bull BC1 Denver Cypher coming up for the competitors. Is there something personally you look for when someone starts their round?
I would say like one of the first things I look for is presence. If your presence is not
Fire.
there, you don't go. And that means just kind of how you walk into that cipher or how you walk into the circle, how you're coming out. You know, it's all approach. It's all music. And if your musicality is not there, I mean, that's something I always looked at first. Um, you know, even just like what just being who I am, I've always knew that you gotta have attitude, you gotta have character, and
Ooh,
I think it's
yes.
coming back a lot more. So I know for a fact I'm gonna see that at this cipher. There's gonna be a lot of good competition. So the presence is definitely gonna be there within everybody. And I think a lot of people know what that means now. So yeah, you know, another thing is execution. I'm always looking at like, you know, just being well rounded, but you know, executing your round from start to finish. Some people start very strong, they end very weak, and
Mm,
you lose my attention whenever I see that because I see it all the way as like when you're walking out of like when you finish a round and you're walking away, you can't turn your back and let somebody slice your head off. You know what I mean? It's kind of more like
right.
you gotta be ready at all times. You can't let your guard down, and I think I look for that. I think that's very important when you're battling because it's, you know, a battle's a battle, right? And so, you know, like I said, just being more well-rounded and telling a story with your dance, not just you know, because I could tell when somebody's freestyling and I could tell when somebody's like really in the pocket of hitting their stuff. So I always look for those things only because I think if you don't have those and you're missing them, you know, you've already lost the battle. Because that's what a battle is. It's all about attitude, character, originality. Yeah, man. I also want to see people having fun out there. I want to see smiling because like I think you're really dangerous when you smile because it shows like nobody's getting to you. Like
Mm.
you're just in the pocket and you're ready. So yeah, man, I think those are really important on my book.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Your presence shows a lot, your confidence going out there. Yeah. Yeah. Cool, Dan. Dope. And were you always in Style Elements or are you any other crews?
So I first started off with one of our crews that we started with was Abstract Flavors, which was like Brick Rod, Iron Monkey. He was actually one of our original crews. Stuntman. We actually had a lot of people in our crew, and we were pretty strong. But then we kind of separated, and then we connected with LA Breakers. So we had met Fresh from LA Breakers first, and you know he seen some potential in us, so he started taking us to practice, and yeah, eventually they ended up getting us down with LA Breakers, and we were building with them for a long time. And right after LA Breakers, we branched off to Style Elements. And then that's kind of like we got down with Style Elements like around 2002 and 3. I think it was around that time.
Okay.
We were building a lot with Remind and so they actually asked us to do a jam with them. And so, you know, they were just like, yeah, we want to get you guys down with Style Elements. And yeah, I think that's just when kind of we took off and we also made up a crew in California called California and we were representing California and Sound for a while. So yeah, right, those are the crews that I kind of ended off with, like Sound in California.
Mhm. Yeah. God, there's so much that West Coast. Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, I hear a lot about it, but I didn't really dive deep or like know too much about because I was just kind of in my inner city. And so, like, hearing this, like, kind of gives me nostalgia. Like, damn, I'm okay. Okay. So it's cool. This is tight. I like it.
Yeah, like 2002, 2003 is when we started, like California, and then we had also got down with the elements, so we're kind of just taking off from there. Like, um, you know, created California, which was like Stilo, Mosquito, Little Rock, Tails, Energetic, Anthrax, Flav. Crumbs, Remind was doing a lot of stuff with us. Paul was doing a lot of stuff. So Star Elements is kind of was at that time we weren't doing a lot as a crew, and California were. So we kind of like
Got it.
meshed Star Elements and California together. So we started doing a lot more competitions, just kind of like Killer Elements, and or we would just call ourselves Monster Squad because it was just kind of like a mixture. of
Mm.
just all the homies and all the brothers. Like we were all family, so it was just kind of like, yeah, let's just start all doing stuff together. So that's kind of how we came together with like Monster Squad, you know, like Sal and then California, and yeah, we had a lot of dope heads in there, like Machine, Lil Jon, Moy, Kareem.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we were meshing up a lot of legends and guys that are killing it in the game now. Yeah, we were meshing up and doing a lot of stuff together. So that's kind of how, now taking it back, like all my old crews, I would have never been where I am now with my crews with Stat Elements. I would like just for my career in general.
Right.
Like I would have never been able to expand if it wasn't for LA Breakers or Abstract Flavors or any of the crews that I dealt with before. So kind of like I branched off, but I still show my respect and love to those crews. It's never like we're still family. You know what I mean? I still talk to a lot of the guys from LA Breakers now. Um, I got a big support system behind me. Mad respect to all the crews that helped me you know, get to this level where I'm at now.
Yeah, 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 man, and you done amazing things. Definitely in a profession, you're in my eyes classified as a world class b boy or a breaker. So
Thank you, brother.
yeah. Oh, gosh, so much history and knowledge. I want to tap into more of it. Maybe we can get on later on down the road, more in depth with that. You got so much lineage behind your belt, and I think all that stuff is knowledgeable and amazing. Out in Cali, you're out in Cali now?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool, cool.
yeah. I'm living in I'm like Corona, Chino Hills area. I'm around that little area and stuff, but I'm loving it. I'm loving Cali. I've probably been back for about 8 months now, and it's been great, man. Like honestly, just doing all the stuff that I do and you know, s- yeah, staying active as much as possible. Kelly, it keeps me on point. You know what I mean? I have a lot of people I deal with out here. There's a big support system on my side. So I was living in New Mexico before I moved to Kelly. So I loved it too. It was really dope that I was able to create a lot out there and reinvent myself because I was kind of like not breaking for a while.
Yeah,
And I was kind of like still breaking, but in my garage, trying to like build my, cause I had a big injury. I dislocated my shoulder, so I ended up having to have surgery. Yeah, so it was a big old thing going on, but I rehabilitated. It took me about a year to get back into breaking again. Like
yeah.
I just started giving myself rehab. So, um, throughout that time, I was able to like really rehabilitate myself in general, like reinvent myself, just get stronger again in my mind, because for a little while I was kind of like a little bit lost. You know what I mean? Didn't know if
Hmm.
I still wanted to break. I was still kind of a little bit scared to go in and do like and break because I was afraid that my shoulder would come out again or something. So, it was
Yeah.
kind of nerve wracking. So I did in battle for about 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I was
that
in New Mexico. I was just trying to like rehabilitate everything. It was a good place.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, everyone kind of has breaks here and there, and for some reason the breaking keeps pulling us back. And so, what kind of fuels you or inspires you to keep doing this?
I mean, honestly, like I've always loved it. I mean, it's honestly an outlet for me.
Yeah.
It's something that has always been that have saved me from something. And when I get away from it, I always want to come back to it. I think like all b-boys that step away from breaking or they start doing something else in life, they tend to
Mhm.
come back because it just brings your inner child out. It's done that to me
Yeah.
countless times. I love this dance. No matter I've had multiple injuries, but I feel like you're not really doing it if you don't have an injury. I'm not saying break dumb, but what I'm saying is breaking's a risk, and if you're not really taking no risk, you're not gonna get reward. That's why I feel like it's a better story for me because I was able to come back from a really heavy surgery and still be able to air fly again and still be able to compete
Yeah.
again and do what I love, right? Travel the world. God is great. You believe in Him, he'll give you everything you need to get your strength back. But it's really about just having that confidence in for yourself and never giving up on your passion. It's something that I've always understood that I never gave up, and
Yeah.
I've always kept it 100. I've always kept it respectful to all my fans or all the people that respect me. I'm a person just like them. I think just learning to understand what being humble is will keep you breaking forever. It'll keep your knowledge. You'll keep wanting to learn. You'll keep wanting to teach. I'm a mentor,
Yeah.
a student. I'm a, I try to do it all. I try to be all those things because I know like you can lose this really fast. And I think like people don't realize that until it happens. And it's happened to me a couple of times.
Mm.
And I was at the highest peak of my career, one of the best power move, people in the world, winning the biggest competitions in the world. And it just got taken away from me, just like that, just from a 90. You know what I mean? Because I
Ooh.
wasn't, and sometimes we just don't listen to our body. We just don't know what can happen, right? And simple things happen from the littlest things. That's something I understood. I did all the crazy power moves, but then I would do one little simple 90 and something would happen. It's
Right.
just, it's crazy, but it's life. It's normal things. And that's God telling you, don't get too confident because you can lose it real quick. And I just understood, like, he's gonna give you challenges. You know what I mean? You're gonna get challenges with
Yeah.
life in general. It's not even just about God. It's just you're gonna get challenges, and if you get those challenges, what are you gonna do with them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you gonna just let them pile up on you, or are you gonna fix those problems? That's what I've always been. I've always been a person to fix my problems, not be like not have that confidence because the doctor told me that I wouldn't be able to air flex. I would show him video. I don't think tell me you wouldn't be able to do that again. A year later, a year and a half later, I go back to the doctor and show him my video, and I'm like, look, I'm doing it again. And he's like, wow.
Yeah.
He's like, it just shows like the mind, like that confidence. It can pull you a long way, but you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of have that mindset and kind of see, can you overpower what's the situation's going on and make it the best you can and beat whatever, struggles or challenges you have during that time. Gosh, yeah. Yeah, that's I like that. Yeah. And I'm happy you're back in. Yeah. That's sweet, dude.
Yeah, so good.
And you did you judged the World Finals last year, didn't in Tokyo? Yeah. How's that vibe, dude? I saw the videos and it looks sick.
I mean, honestly, it felt like I was a kid again. I was even nervous to judge. You know what I mean? Imagine
Uh-huh.
going up on there and battling. It's a whole like, it's just it's what hip hop is, man. That's what I love about Red Bull is that, they really focus on trying to connect those dots correctly and make sure that we get the history we need. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like nobody's really doing that, and I respect that coming out of like a company that really wants the best for the dancers. You know what I mean? And and man, it's just Red Bull Japan is a whole different vibe. The level was crazy. Just to jump on that. I mean, even all the other categories. Oh man, like it was hard to get in those like top 16, top 8. You know what I mean? So the level was super high. Japanese level, was good with that. Um, they're one of the best in the world. They got the dopest b boys, b girls. Um, and then when you
Yes.
go there, you'll see not only that they have the big names, but you'll see good people that don't even have names that are super dope, right? And they just work hard. It's just like a whole. They really study the culture. When you study the culture that much, you know what I mean. It becomes something, and they've been doing it for a while. I think it was a perfect idea to have it in Japan last year, just
Yeah.
like the whole mixture of, the Street Fighter uh,
Uh
and Red Bull just putting it together, meshing it very well. It made so much sense because what other place to do it in Japan, you know?
yeah.
And just to be asked to be a judge. It was an honor. It was they treated me so well. I was flabbergasted. And that's what I'm saying. Like Red Bull knows how to throw really amazing events, and I know that there's so many more coming in the future. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was a great experience. It was really dope to be a part of it. The judging lineup was super fresh, and just the lineup in general was off the chain. Man, it
Yeah.
was fun, man. It was a great time. Like I said, like all the other categories were also like really fire. So yeah, it was a
Hmm.
great experience, man.
Yeah, it's world finals, right? And all the top B girls and B boys were there, and gosh, yeah, I can't imagine that. That's super cool, inspiring.
I mean, not only that, you see like the best B boys and B girls that are not even competing there too. They're also doing like other categories, like other. Some of them are just showing love, but it's just a place of like just when you put so many people in a room like that, it's the aura is just it's alive. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see all the cultures, so much so much love in our dance. I was like, wow. I stepped back and just and they're also ciphering like crazy. Like that's another thing that a lot of people is like they see the stage right and they don't think
Mhm.
nobody's ciphering. But go to BC World Final, go to the World Final, and then you'll see what's going on. And there's ciphers all day, all night. So
Damn.
yeah, you have to experience it to know it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think the next one's coming up is, War Finals this year is Toronto, so that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be even crazier. You know, and Toronto too has got a dope scene. So there's gonna be I already know like they're gonna come with it's gonna come even better than Japan, you know. And I can't wait to see what the lineup is looking like. I can't wait to see what the venue. Everything is just gonna be super on point.
Damn, that's what's up. So
Yeah, man.
compare
I'm excited. I'm excited.
where the level's going, and it's still, still on the rise, right? I think breaking is it's still growing till this day. It's like you see those mixed messages where they're like, "Oh, breaking is dead," and breaking is not hip hop anymore. And then you're like, you guys, the people are saying that stuff's not even in the scene. They don't know what's going on, and so
Exactly.
all those
Exactly.
memes and stuff is kind of funny.
Like where I went last year, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was gonna ask something else, but that was kind of off topic from the
Okay,
question.
yeah, but
Yeah.
just a little bit on topic. Like from what I seen last year, hip hop is more alive than it's been in a long time, and I don't think anybody can really downplay that. It's really about how you present hip hop. You know what I mean? It's like, I just feel like you gotta find it. You gotta find it. It's not gonna just be in your face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'll see it as it comes. But I'll tell you, like last year, definitely I've seen what hip hop is, and it's alive right now for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I experienced it over at Lower the Floor. I was there present. That thing was, God, it was such a good event. And then having, Common and people out there that are in the hosting. Yeah, it was such a good event, and it was super hype and everything. I loved it.
Yeah, man, it was really dope. It was the same thing. I was also a fan. Like even though I was competing,
Right,
I
right.
still felt like, yeah, I still felt like a student going there and like, getting that treatment and like, oh man. And it really brought me back to where like, okay, I know what I want. I know what I want to do now. Like this is
Yeah.
what I want to do again.
Whew.
And I
Love
was
it.
working, I was doing a lot of stuff, but it just brought me back to life again. Being Common. It was just dope. It was just dope. And I deal with Common a lot. Like the previous times we've done a couple music videos for him, and he would get down. Yeah,
Oh,
Common's a
okay.
real one, man. It's dope to see. Yeah, it's really dope to see that
Yeah. 'Cause
he keeps he keeps his stuff.
you're out in LA. Did you do any industry work at all while you're down there?
Yeah, yeah, I've done a lot of stuff. I mean, I did like a Jolly Rancher commercial.
Oh,
I would do like I was doing a lot of different, yeah, I was doing like a lot of different type of videos. Like, we did like a couple things with like Bone Thugs and Harmony, some Wu-Tang stuff, some KRS stuff. Um, as far as like any of the breaking movies, I was not asked to do any of those, but I definitely should have been involved with those videos, like
Hmm.
it would have been a blessing. It would have been super dope, but I wasn't really like too much into industry. I kind of got out of it, kind of like when after I did my Jolly Ranchers commercial. After that, I kind of just more focused on battling and traveling stuff like that. So I was
Got it. Yeah.
I wasn't really being more professional on the movie stuff. I should have though. It would have been another door open. But
Yeah.
I've definitely
Yeah.
done like big jobs. I've done a tour with Black Eyed Peas. We've done the Teen Choice Awards. So I've done a good amount of industry work, but I didn't get involved with the movies. I wish I would have.
Yeah. 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 And I think right now, during this,
But yeah, I mean,
this,
the industry's dope. The industry's dope. I think it'll give you a different experience. I also got that experience. I mean, I was doing Jabberwockies for about 7 years. I was like living in Las Vegas for a little while. And, yeah, I was doing Jabberwockies, and that brought me on to another level too.
yeah, because they got shows every day, multiple
Yeah,
shows a
yeah,
day.
and it's just like
Yeah.
learning how to dance with the mask on, and like learning choreo and just everything. It's really hard. It was challenging. Ain't nothing like being in front of a crowd every night. You know what I mean? And kind of like you have to
Yeah.
keep that attention there. You like they'll know if you're not the like if you don't look like Jabberwockies, they'll know that you're not a Jabberwocky.
Mm,
So
right.
they look
Right.
at those things and
Yeah. They got the
yeah, so
flavor.
it's
They
like
got their essence.
yeah, they got a certain way how they move, and if you don't learn that way, you're gonna have a hard time. So we kind of learned those things, and it really helped us a lot. But it took a long time. I mean, you're doing we were rehearsing for about four months before we started getting on stage. To get used to
Right.
everything. It was a really hard, challenging thing. But just like knowing how to dance for like a whole costume, it's like really heavy. You know,
Yeah.
but I was having fun, man. It was an amazing time. So, but just learning that industry work, you know what I mean? Learning how to like, just be professional on stage and behind stage. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Just knowing how to balance that. Being a performer, and like I also done street shows for a long time. So
Mm,
kind of like just knowing how to perform was kind of like for me, I've always loved it. You know what I mean? I've
yeah.
done
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, so we did
Oh,
Jimmy
did you?
Kimmel
That's
show
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me and Crumbs did that. And just like honestly, I've done a lot of different things that kind of made me understand what industry work, like how important it is for you to like not only just know how to battle, but learning how to perform because
Mm,
yeah, you
yes.
could do 10 air flares and make the crowd go crazy, but there's a different way of performing is like presence is what I'm talking about, like what I always look for. That's why I look for presence because I learned a lot on stage. And it's like just by raising up your hands or reenacting with the crowd, that's presence. I mean, and learning how to do that and get them on your side means a lot. It means a lot. Like just in general, like you being a dancer,
Yeah.
it means a lot. So yeah, I've always loved power. That's been my first, but I've always wanted to be diverse in so many ways. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
I think nowadays all the
experience through
breakers
the
is.
the life. What happened?
Oh, I think it cut off for a sec. No, I said nowadays a lot of breakers are diverse with like they got like everything, power, footwork, tricks, and I was like, it's so crazy now. But we love it. We love it and see that how the growth of it and when they hit it on music, on beat, and the way they present it, it's yeah, it's that's fire, man, fire.
Surviving.
Are you working on any projects or anything on the horizon?
Yeah, I got a couple things upcoming soon. I can't really mention them at the moment because it's kind of still, it's in the works. So
Right, right, yeah, yeah.
I really can't mention stuff. But yeah, I've been, on training mode, just getting ready for some future stuff coming up. And yeah, man, this year's looking very great. I couldn't be more blessed.
And then you got
It's
style
just,
elements coming up, right?
yeah, Stalin's anniversary is going to be September 11th through the 13th. So that's gonna be super fresh. I mean, if you guys can support, please come. We're also having a crew battle, like 5 to 8. We're doing a stat competition, power move battle, popping. So there's a lot of things going on. But man, if you guys can come to Style Elements, come support. The 30 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mass shout out to all the other crews. I know there's a lot of jams going on around that time. I know Flow Lords are also throwing their anniversary that same day, the 11th to the 12th. Um, so,
Yeah.
man, respects to them. I think they are going on about like 42 years of, uh, you
Floor
know,
lords.
of
Whew,
their crew.
yeah.
Yeah, Flow Lords. It's like, wow. You know what I mean? So much respect.
Yeah.
Diamond's always had love for Flow Lords, man. Go back. And
Yeah.
it's just really dope that we get to share the same day together. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. Shouts out to them, man. Shouts out to Flow Lord. Shouts out to El Nino. Shouts out to Lino. Love all y'all, man. You guys are the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And the floor lords, that anniversary is gonna be in Boston, and then style elements it's gonna be in Cali.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna
do
be in Modesto, actually, where Stalin started. So it's gonna
ooh,
be in our birthplace. Yeah,
nice.
it's gonna be dope, man. Yeah,
That is
yeah.
gonna be dope.
We got a lot of dope performances. Nothing, I can't announce much, but yeah, just be on the lookout for the flyer. Everything's gonna be fresh. So please come support if you can, and also support Flow Lord if you guys are gonna go there. It
Woo. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
can be hot.
Yeah. Cool, man. I'm gonna slowly wrap it up right here before we I like to do what's called a cipher round, but before we start, you got any questions for me or anything you want to bring up?
Yeah. So I know you've been doing this Cypher Beast for a while,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I just want to give nice shout outs to your channel. Giving all the B boys and B girls a voice, and yeah, man, keep doing your thing, keep striving. I'm blessed to be on this channel, and that's what it is.
Oh hell yeah, dude. That's hella respect and appreciate it, man. Some a little bit more perspective. Been meaning to do a video of like more about me because I'm kind of popping up here and there. Like they don't really know me. I'm just a regular cat dude from Portland, Oregon, and just kind of had a passion and feel which back in 2013 or 16 or something like that. I did like the Portland. I did a jam in Seattle, right? We got to second place, but these were kind of like all like it was a jam that Tim Chips did. Shout out to him in Northwest. So he had a thing called Breaking the Silence. It's kind of like upcomers coming up. And we did a Portland team. And during that time, we took out some Seattle cats, and then we took out a Vancouver, Canada team. And one of the team members were on it was actually Phil Wizard. And then after that we took him like, whoa, but then we lost to some Seattle guys after, and I kind of took breaks off and on, had kids, and so I've been really off and on during like that last 10 years, and then find out later I'm like, whoa, Phil Wizard's on the level he's at now. I'm like, God damn, that's crazy. That's wild. And then, I was just thinking in my head, I was like, dang, what if I never stopped and like really focused and did it too? His presence motivated me to be like, dang, how the hell, like in my mind, it's like, how do you do it? And then it kind of turned out like, well, I kind of want to know what all these other people are doing and doing it too. And so like this is like my third time pulling me back into breaking because I've been off and on. And I was like, I was like, I've been all of those like local smaller jams, local town jams, but I was like, I really want to go hit up the bigger jams because I've never done that. And so like 3 4 years ago, my first time on the freestyle session, I was just like super mind blown because all these um I don't know, legends or people I looked up to and watched during my years of breaking were in that room, either ciphering, judging, or competing. I was just like, wow, this is crazy. And it's like, and I just kind of wanted to talk to them and ask questions and be like, dude, what motivates you and inspired you to keep doing this? And this is kind of whole, and I wanted to build content around it too, as well as, kind of documenting the journey. And so it just kept where it is today. I just kept going. My vision missions, it's kind of up and down a little bit here and there. Sometimes I have like, okay, I just want to do this, but then I just like, okay, I just keep growing and growing right now. I'm just like, God dang, I don't think I'm ever going to stop. And I love it. I love doing it too. Like talking to you on this podcast too. I think it's sweet. And I enjoy doing content, some editing, but that does takes a lot of time. But yeah, that's a small gif about this whole pod and me.
It's all
And
about consistency, man. Everything's hard, it's never easy.
yeah, yeah. And this is actually my first year going to like an official Red Bull battle. Easy. I'd never been to any Red Bull ciphers or nothing, right? I was going to go. Well, I've been to Lord of Floors, which I was super mind blown. I love that. But I was supposed to go to like another one, the World Finals in New York, but like the tickets got sold out when I tried to buy it. I already had flights to New York. This was '02 or no 2022, and so me and my buddies just end up going to we just like, dang, we can't go there. Whatever. We're just kind of watching live stream. Went to Vegas, kind of partied and watched it like in the room and stuff. And so this will be official time, and I'm not going there. I asked for a sense of like a media pass, so which I got granted, which I'm super stoked about. Yeah, and just like another storytelling in my mind. To me, this is very like a milestone, or I'm super honored to be on there too. Yeah, I mean, I'll see you in person down there, and I'm super hype about it. I was just like, damn, this is cool. This is cool. I was like, being on the stage, damn, this is. So
Keep
I'm just
going, man.
waiting.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing. 'Cause you can have your own actual podcast going. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I know that's the next goal. Like to be sitting live and doing the thing. And yeah, man, I know you'll get there. You just gotta keep striving, like I did. Don't give up. People tell you you're not gonna be able to do it. Keep doing it, because I think that's where nobody really knows where it ends. You only know
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? You can end it yourself. So it's like, like I said, just keep pushing, keep striving. It's gonna come. Like more is gonna come. More is gonna come.
Hmm.
It's just all about consistency. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Consistently, and a sense of passion into it too, and just drive. That's dope that you brought it up. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to build and do. It's just uh, talking about it's one thing, but doing it's another. It's harder to do it than talk about it. It's just yeah.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
anyways, that was me a little bit reminiscent. Before we end the show, let's hit up a cipher round. Are you down for it? So it's pretty much 5 questions on top of your head, what you could think of during that spot, and
Uh,
yeah, let's do it. Hit him up with the cipher.
all right.
So the first question is, what's your favorite breaking move?
Airflip.
Air flare. Woo. Yeah, yeah. Is there a go-to song, a favorite song that you like to break to or dance to?
Apache.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and then is there any, or do you like pineapple on pizza?
Yeah, I like Hawaiian pizza for sure.
Okay. It's a hit or love question. So yeah, yeah. And is there a book or an audio book you're currently listening to or reading?
Right now, I'm reading Lean Rock's book.
A Lean Rock's book. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I've been reading that for a while, and it's really dope. So I was suggesting to B-boy, B-girl, read it. It
Yeah.
reflects off of who you are too.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
like shout out to Lee. You know what I mean? He's putting it down,
Yeah, that's
and shout
fire,
out to
man.
Polsky. You know what I mean? Those are my guys, and yeah, I love them all. You know what I mean? Just reading that book, it really brings me to like my childhood.
Ooh, yeah, I love it. And especially like with him breaking, he's a DJ and now he came out the book is like, we put those limits and what's possible out there. You can't do it. So I love it. I got to give me that book. Yeah. And then,
Get it?
yeah, I think it's on Amazon, I believe. Last question. If you can enter a competition in a 2 versus 2, do you know who your partner would be?
I'm gonna go with Caveman. Caveman's my guy.
Oh,
He's always been my 2-on-2 partner. If I could get it with him again one more time, I would say let's go. Because he's my boy
ooh,
and he's my crew member. I love him to death. So yeah, I think
dope.
Caveman will be.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. If people want to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, bboy King Ruen, and you can go on my email if you want to book me for any gigs or teaching or anything. I'm here. I'm available. You can go on my email, ronnieanthonynavarro@gmail.com.
Ooh.
Peep me out, man. Come up on Instagram, follow.
Yeah, yeah. I'll put all that in the description below. B-Boy Ronnie Ruen, it's a pleasure to have you on, and I'll see you at Denver Cypher. April
Yeah, we
3rd,
should.
coming up quick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, guys, great. Peace, y'all.
Like, share. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.